Let's not all raise our hands at the same time.
I nominate Carl Carter.
Is there anybody that will volunteer to take the minutes?
I can't do that. I can't do that.
I volunteer the word.
Yes.
No.
You gonna volunteer somebody else?
This is an individual thing. We're not nominating anyone at this time. We're just asking for someone to take the minutes so that we will have record of our meeting. Thanks, Peggy. Peggy Black has agreed to volunteer to take our minutes for our meeting. Thank you, Peggy, very much. Now we will have the approval of our minutes from last year's meeting. And I'm going to ask our good note taker, Tina, to come forward and share those with you.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Okay. The Laine Family National Organization, Orlando, Florida, July 25th, 2015 meeting minutes. The meeting was called to order by Lucius Black Jr., President, at 9:29 a.m. Lucius Black Jr. offered correction from comments he made at the opening on Friday night. He had mistakenly stated that Dorothy DeLaine had attended 33 reunions. She has attended all 35. Mama, wave your hand. Wave your hands. Everybody knows who you are. Yes, 36. That's my mom. That's also my daddy's wife.
And said you were the baby of the first one, right?
Lucius asked the Florida region to give the welcome. Peggy Black gave the welcome. Lucius read the agenda. He asked for a motion to approve the agenda. The motion to approve was made. Motion to second. The motion carried. Lucius asked Peggy Black to read the 2014 minutes. She read the minutes and the notes from the banquet panel. Lucius asked for a motion to approve the minutes. Rosia Butler asked for a correction to the minutes and stated that she gave the prayer and not Franklin DeLaine. Dr. Larkins Hicks offered the motion. It was properly second. There was a call for questions. No questions. Motion carried. The President's report. Lucius offered a welcome, thanked the Florida region for their hard work, read a list of family accomplishments since the last reunion, discussed the family challenge and how to deal with social media and how to carry the values of the family forward, discussed the number of African Americans killed by police and the need for criminal justice reform. He shared a poem, Black Lives Matter. The Treasurer's report from Laverne Murray. Balance as of October 2014, most of the money was depleted due to reunion expenses from 2014 were being more than was anticipated. The Treasurer is dependent upon dues and registration. The balance was $875 as of October 2014. Lucius asked for a motion to accept the Treasurer's report. Motion made and second. Call for question. Motion carried. Okay. In other, there's a discussion about social media and family mentors interaction. First-time reunion attendees Joyce and Reginald Brown shared with the family their experience on the website and how they were able to locate family members via the site. The benefits of a social media connection to reach out to family members were discussed in detail. Some of the ideas discussed were as follows: gift cards as an incentive to entice youth family members, flash mobs at hotels, a family name for social media accounts, and then the Laine family has a group for LinkedIn. Bars, if you're interested in joining, contact Bars via Facebook or email him at barsbdelane@gmail.com. The family concluded there was a need to develop a social media strategy and have a moderator for each platform. The following moderators were agreed upon: Instagram moderator Pat Larkin, Facebook moderator Rhonda Jones, social media administrator Bars DeLaine. Moderators for other media sites will be determined as the need arises. Okay, under new business, solicitation for committee chairs. Need more involvement and have people working. Need volunteers for family directory, education scholarship, youth involvement, family amenities, and that's connecting with families who have deaths, illness, the bylaws. There have been no revisions since Birmingham. See Lucius if you want to volunteer. Bars will chair the history committee. Minnie Jemison asked if we were doing fundraising outside of the reunion. She talked about previous items that we had for sale. She would like to see them returned. Lucius responded that was a regional manager structure. There were 6 in attendance. They need to assist the national organization with outreach. Viola Hollis keeps the NFO informed about because she knows her people. Everybody needs to reach out. Barsh responded that we should have t-shirts and things to sell. He is having the shield copywriting, and that's almost complete. Dr. Larkins Hicks stated that we should consider using websites to sell the items. You put the shield out there and you don't have any upfront cost. Barsh discussed reprinting the family cookbook. Mr. Baker asked about the family plan. Lucius asked him to hold on, that's coming in a later discussion. Okay, so an additional new business, it was brought up about the costs, how costs may prohibit family members from attending the reunion. The discussion ensued about ideas for resource assistance to those family members. Some suggestions are as follows: a senior registration fee, possibly moving banquets to church or banquet hall as hotel meals are costly, tiered rates for registration, continue to have designated hotel but have families host events off-site, continue to have events at hotel but negotiate a better rate, create a payment or layaway plan. Laverne advised that this can be done and has been used in the past. Consult with a travel agency to get good rates. It was suggested that we first needed to identify which family members were in need of assistance. The family concurred that it was the younger generation. All right, under old business, reunion sites from 2016 and 2017. Ms. Hollis said someone suggested Virginia Beach. Lucius suggested a site where should be where a sizable number of family members lives and won't cost them a whole lot. North Carolina or South Carolina. They asked a question, how will area family help? Rhonda Jones asked if someone from that state could sell the state to the group. Arthur Pope said there are lots of Hilton properties and she can help with the rates. July 23rd through 25th, 2016 are the reunion dates. Bylaws require a reunion to be held during the weekend that includes the 4th Sunday. Bars offers information on Charlotte. 3 cities were offered for consideration: Charlotte, Virginia Beach, and Columbia, South Carolina. There was a motion made to close the list. It was properly second. Call for the question. More information was wanted on Virginia Beach. Viola Hollis had no more information. Motion carried. Voting: 0 for Virginia Beach, 13 for Charlotte, 2 for Columbia. Charlotte for 2016. Motion made to go to Columbia for 2017. Second. Call for question. Vote carried. Outreach methods. Use all social media, including interesting facts about family, brag on your family members, gift cards for members who generate the most sign-ups, link Laine professionals, word-of-mouth communication to sell reunion, develop business directory, need younger people involved. Ways to make the reunion more affordable. Family plan to create funds for people without resources, senior registration, have a banquet at church fellowship hall, stay in hotels and pitch tents. K&W cafeteria, layaway plan, use family members who work with travel, change the structure of a reunion. Gala starts at 6 p.m. Doors will close for the family ceremony. There will be no disturbances. Doors open after the ceremony is finished. Minnie Jemison is a coordinator for the Talent Fashions Show. See her if you want to be included. Meeting adjourned at 11:04 a.m. Respectively submitted, Dr. Tina Laine Haley with an assist from Dorothy Laine.
May I have a motion to approve the minutes?
So moved.
May I hear a second?
Second.
It's been moved properly second that we approve the minutes of last year. Are we ready for questions? All in favor, use the sign voting aye.
Aye.
All opposers, use the same sign. No opposers, then the motion carries. The next item on the agenda is my president's report. Good morning again. And and welcome to our 36th annual Laine family reunion. As we embark upon another exciting reunion, we are thankful that you have chosen the opportunity to come and join us in this particular reunion. Today we will be touring, as I've said, the Courage exhibit. And the Courage exhibit is at Johnson C. Smith University. And it is an interactive display that chronicles the stories of the families in Clarendon, South Carolina. And it also features Reverend Joseph A. Laine. Since our last meeting in Orlando, we have quite a bit of competition this morning, but we're going to make it through. Some of the significant accomplishments and achievements that our families have made are listed as follows. Dr. Vashti Carissa Bryant was promoted to the Assistant Dean of Biology at Northern Virginia University. She was also a member of a team that has filed a patent at the United States Patent Office for a unique cancer medication. And Dr. Bryant is the daughter of Cleveland and Evelyn Laine Bryant. Nyron Rusher Bryant received a master's degree in cybersecurity from the University of Maryland. And Nyron is the son of Cleveland and Evelyn Bryant. Laine Bryant. Rasa, am I pronouncing that right? R-A-I-S-A-H? Raisha, thank you. Delaine Thomas graduated from Cary High School in Cary, North Carolina, and will enter the University of North Carolina at Greensboro, North Carolina in the fall. She's the daughter, or rather he's the daughter, she is the daughter of Earl and Nairee Delaine Thomas, and the granddaughter of Cleveland and Evelyn Laine Bryant. Cleveland Bryant Jr. was elected as the National Executive Committee person with the 9th District of Disabled American Veterans. The 9th District covers the states of North Carolina, Georgia, and South Carolina. Denise Delaine. Denise Delaine served as a volunteer project manager for the Martin Luther King Jr. Day of Service at West Park Preparatory School in West Park, Florida, this past January 2016. She was also one of the 2 women from her sorority, Delta Sigma Theta, who presented a workshop at a summer mentoring group to identify the leadership skills of precision girls in West Park, Florida. Denise is the wife of Gregory Delaine. Gregory Delaine is a charter member of the Miramar Pembroke, thank you, Pines, Florida chapter of Kappa Alpha Psi fraternity. And he helped establish the league, the Kappa League, which is a group of young men. And these young men, they offer leadership, motivation, and inspirational skills for their service in the community. And Gregory is the son of James and Eliza Delaine of Cuba, Alabama. Corian Laine is a graduate of Florida State University. Along with another Florida State University student, they have applied for a patent, and they are receiving support from Florida State University and from Florida A&M University to put together an electronic product on the market. And Corian began his recent employment as a project coordinator with the Nissan Construction Company in Miami, Florida. Corian is the son of Gregory and Denise Laine. Gabrielle Laine. Gabrielle Laine is a junior at my alma mater, Alabama State University. Was one of 4 students that represented Alabama State University in a business competition. She's currently an intern at IBM in financial analysis. Gabrielle is the daughter of Gregory and Denise Laine. Candace Barlow. Candace Barlow is a first-year medical student at Morehouse Medical School. She is the daughter of Katrina and Quint Barlow. Gregory Gerard Laine is a graduate of New York University in real estate development. He's also an adjunct professor in real estate development at New York University. Gregory Gerard is the son of Gregory and Denise Laine. Some of our family members are confronting health challenges. And please join us in praying for them. Mary Ruth Laine, Odette Laine, James Laine, Eliza Laine, Dorothy Mae Laine, Eddie James Laine, Sarah Laine, Brad C. Laine, Daisy Laine, Joseph Laine, Sarah Laine, Andre Laine, Laurie C. Tucker, Clarence and Leela Laine, and Pearl Henderson. Please join us in prayer for them. And our family chain has been broken. It was broken when we lost Orsi Laine. Charles Cooper also has passed. Both Orsi and Charles Laine played major roles. Charles Cooper, rather, played major roles in our family. Both had leadership responsibilities at a particular time. And so we ask that you will pray for them. As the Laine family the organization looks to the future, we have a lot to think about. We must do a better job at connecting with our youth. All of us must do a better job at connecting with our youth. We do that by helping them to understand the values of the Laine family. Listening to them to see how those values impact their lives. And examining our family values and how those values determine how the bottom line is, how will those values serve as a protective measure for us? Our values serve as a protective measure for us. Hear me well now. In encountering some of the difficulties that we face today, how do those values help us to be stronger? The violence in our communities, the police accountability, and domestic and international terrorism. Now, we hear people getting all flustered by that. But if we look to our values dictate who we are and where we go. How do we curb the violence in our communities without being engaged? Without being engaged. How do we make the community put the guns down? How do we make them put the guns down? I'm not sure that we can totally cure the problem without a mix of activities and programs in our communities. I do know that we can curb violence by engaging our communities, helping them to establish community gardens, community co-ops, building trusts within the community so that the community is all contained within, so that you don't have to go outside of the community to get the support that you need where? Within the community. Now, helping our community members to determine or to take ownership of their communities in much the way our ancestors took control of their communities. Our ancestors had control of communities. Our ancestors raised food and gardens and so forth and did things within the community so they wouldn't have to go outside of the community to ask for anything. Now, I know I came from that kind of community. Some of you came from those kinds of communities, and our families were like that. This empowers the community to be self-sustaining. Self-sustaining. Communities need to establish ways for the community to contain everything within the community. This is not an end-all and be-all strategy, but it is a way to allow our community members to take control and focus on something other than guns. We see far too many unarmed black men getting killed in our streets. Too many. With more than 500 unarmed black men killed, less than 1% of the police are held accountable. Less than 1%. Think about that. Less than 1%. How do we approach police accountability issues in our community? How do we approach those issues? What steps do we take? The first thing to do is to get organized in your community. Who in the community wants to focus on police accountability? Get those people together. The strategies will require contacting both local and state political officials. Now, understand that. community organizations, churches, and any other organizations in the community that you can think of that wants to change the way in which we do business. In Chicago, we developed what was called a Fair Cops Ordinance. We put together an oversight committee, and one of the things, the Fair Cops Ordinance that we're working on in Chicago puts the control of police accountability in the hands of the people and not the mayor. Now, we're fighting with the mayor to make that happen right now. As a matter of fact, we have a demonstration tomorrow in Chicago to make that happen from all the churches. But this is a faith-based effort. This is led by the churches in Chicago. This is led by moral leadership. We contacted every progressive group in the city. We contacted all of the aldermen. Every single one of the aldermen has been contacted. The Black Caucus has been inept in Chicago. They've not wanted to work with us. I don't know whether it's out of fear or what the deal is, but they've not wanted to work with us. But we've had to work around them. We work with the Latino caucus, the Progressive caucus, and other caucuses that have an interest in cleaning the police accountability. But the Black caucus is not necessarily working with us. What does that tell you? We're still fighting to keep the mayor from getting the city council to approve an ordinance that puts the power of police accountability in the hands of the mayor. We don't want that. We want the police accountability to be in the hands of people, period. And we're going to fight until we get it. Now, the struggle continues in Chicago. This is our approach to police accountability. What's yours? It's in every single community. It's impacting all of us. What are we doing to try to make a change? Both domestic terrorism and international terrorism have presented problems for many years. Long before the government actually started to get involved. What do I mean by that? I've been terrorized since I was a little kid. I have been terrorized in the United States since I was a child. What do I mean by that? We've had domestic terrorists right here in the United States, the KKK and other groups that have terrorized our communities for years. Terrorized our community. Nobody called it terrorism, but that's what it was. Now, but because we're faced with these kinds of threats and other negative kinds of actions that happen in our communities, we must remain vocal. We must remain engaged, and we must be resilient. We cannot and must not be silenced. We must not. As the Laines, we have to rely on our family values. Our family values. What do I mean by that? Family strength through family unity is one of our values. Family strength through family unity. Here we learn that we are strong, that we stand what? Together. We honor and respect our ancestors, that through our family love, we trust and respect all individuals, regardless of their station in life. That as family, we encourage excellence and we pursue the highest academic goal. That we promote creativity and talent for our family members. The Laine family still matters because within each of us lies the Laine fiber to achieve whatever we want to achieve. All of us. In closing, I'd like to share with you a poem, Invictus, by William Ernest Henley, which reveals exactly who we are. Out of the night that covers me, black as a pit from pole to pole, I thank whatever gods may be for my uncomfortable soul. In the fell clutch of circumstance, I have not winced nor cried aloud. Under the bludgeonings of chance, my head is bloody but unbowed. Beyond the place of wrath and tears looms but the horror of the shade, and yet the menace of the years finds and shall find me unafraid. It matters not how straight the gate, how charged with punishments the scroll. I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul. Thank you. At this time, we're going to have the treasurer's report given to us by Laverne Murray.
Good morning again. Good morning. Good morning. The treasury report in the true B.B. Laine tradition, we never put a paper out as far as our thing is concerned. As of January 1st, we had from last year, we had $2,695 in our treasury. That's after having paid all of our expenses for our reunion and everything for the last year. The amount that I'm giving today, we have $8,824.48 in our treasurer as of July 1, and there will not be a final accounting until after the band and all our expenses have been logged. But we are beginning to recover from 3 years ago. Our scholarship fund is at $5,200, $55,200.89. And we encourage you to encourage our young people to apply for our scholarship at this time. So our bank account, there will be a final count after I get the statement in September, and I will have deducted all those. But I see us making a steady recovery to we tried to pull up 5,000 in our checking account. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Treasurer. Now we're about to come to the election part of the meeting. I'm not going to be able to run again for president. Someone, can take the mantle. I've asked Tina Haley to be in charge of the election. And I'm going to ask her to come up and take over.
Okay, y'all, so I'm not real sure I know what I'm doing. So, y'all, help me out here if I'm not doing it quite like it needs to be done, because I ain't real sure how this is, actually, I guess in terms of all the things how it's supposed to go. So, I have reached, so I'm going to assume that what we want to do is throw some names out, we're going to vote on it, or is it more that I should have a slate of people and then you want to do that? So, okay, so. Okay, go ahead, yes.
Madam Chair, probably we can just kind of nominate people from the floor.
Okay.
And take it from.
Okay. So I have also reached out to a couple of people about some specific positions that I thought they might be very good at. So we're going to start with the president. So what I have done is I have discussed with Bars, who is currently the vice president, about being nominated for the presidency. So he has agreed to that. So I think at this point what I should do is open the floor for nominations. So I'm going to ask, well, maybe I ain't supposed to do that as a chair. Be quiet, I'm sorry. But y'all know where I was going. Yes. So, yes.
I nominate Laine to serve as president.
The nomination has been made to have Boris Delaine's name submitted as president. I nominate Okay, we have Winifred has respectfully declined. So on the floor we have Boris's name and a proper second. I do believe I heard someone do that. Are there any other nominations for president? Okay, we have a nomination that the motions are closed. Do I have a second?
Second.
You have to say it 3 times. Cannot just close the nominations like that. You have to give people enough time to do that. So you have to say it 3 times in order before it can be closed.
So I gotta say his name 3 times?
You have to say
the position. Okay.
No, you have to say that the nomination is.
Oh, okay. The nomination. Oh, okay. I'm with you. I told you I know what I'm doing. Okay. So we have on the floor we have Boris Delaine nominated as president of the Delaine Family National Organization. So that's my 1 time. So I need to go to 2 more. Okay. On the floor we have Boris Delaine nominated as I heard president. Are there any other nominations? Because currently we have on the floor.
I move that we close the nomination.
Okay, so
Okay.
on the 3rd. Okay, so now the nominations for president are closed. And so now I call for the question. Okay, question. And that is, all in favor? Aye. All opposed? So, the ayes have it. Lawrence will be our new president.
And his daddy and his granddaddy are smiling down on him.
Yes. Okay, now, so our second, we have the vice president. So we have the position of vice president. Are there any nominations for the position of vice president? Yes.
I respect it.
Stop it. Winning.
Do you have any? Winifred was nominated, she respectfully declined. So do you have any other nominations for vice president? Any nominations for the position of vice president? Now the vice president just is gonna, will simply act as a right hand of the president. And in the event that the president can't serve, and that person kind of steps in and helps out. So, and for those of you who know Bars, he's a great guy to work with, all of that. So.
Madam President, I nominate Tina Haley.
Okay, Tina Haley has been nominated as vice president. As vice president. Any other nominations? Okay, Tina Haley has been nominated as vice president.
I move that we close the nomination.
No,
I got one more time. I got one more time.
no, you gotta let us say
Any other nominations? Okay, so Tina Haley has been nominated as the vice president. I believe that's the third time of me saying that. So that closes the nominations. So now I believe it's time for the question. And all of you in favor of Tina Haley being the vice president, please signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? Ayes have it, motion carries. All right, next we have the corresponding secretary, or recording secretary. The job of the recording secretary, you take the minutes, pretty much that's what you do. You take the minutes at the meeting, make sure you come this is a position where you need to come. So you can take the minutes and do the reading of the minutes. So, do you have any nominations for the position of recording secretary? It's not a hard job.
I nominate Denise Laine.
Okay. Who's Denise? Where is she?
Where are you? Are you in Denise? They don't get her back. Go with you. Is she out of the room?
Okay. All right. So we have Denise Laine, who has been nominated as a recording secretary. Are there any other nominations for the position of recording secretary? We have Denise Laine, who has been nominated for the position as recording secretary. Does everybody know who she is? Raise your hand, Denise, again, so they can see you down here.
Oh, we need to see your face too. There's
All right,
the lady in the fashionable hat.
Yes.
Fashionable hat. They want you to stand up. They want you to get
All right. So we have Denise Laine, who has been nominated as a recording secretary. I believe that closes the nominations. Question. All of those in favor of Denise Laine as recording secretary, please say aye. Aye. All opposed? The ayes have it. Congratulations, Denise. Okay. For corresponding secretary, do you have any nominations for corresponding secretary?
Tina, everybody, the correspondence secretary is very critical to the organization. And let me tell you why. The correspondence secretary is responsible for getting the newsletter out at least twice a year. making sure you keep up with the database, have the database of all the people's names and so forth, so you can get information out. If there's anything that we need to get out to the family like right away, that needs to be that person to handle that responsibility. It's a major responsibility, and I hope somebody will step up for it.
Okay, so the floor is open for nominations for the correspondence secretary.
Why can't she do it? Is she in here?
Her job to the man.
Her job is to the Peggy, over here. No?
You're waiting for someone to nominate for the correspondence secretary.
Some of the property has some technical skills.
Mine are not too
Boston?
Okay, we're gonna give y'all a little bit more time to think about this. Yes, talk to each other.
Who's the current?
The current corresponding secretary is Kimberly Laine.
Sure.
I would like to nominate Deborah Hill. And please introduce Deborah to the rest of the family. I think she knows who you
That was your vote of confidence. Divine calling.
Deborah Hill, is that?
Yeah.
And Deborah's going.
Okay.
All right, so we still need some names on the floor. Corresponding secretary. Need someone who's, definitely computer savvy.
Oh my God. Helen, and she's got class.
No, that's like a database.
Yeah,
They've already got a lot of them set up. You just got to.
Timothy Baker, I think I'm very good at that.
Where did he go? Did he leave? Is he?
Sure he's somewhere around here, but even after not, his name is enough.
Let me say, we really need a good fam. We really need, as Lucius said, just a moment. As Lucius said,
Laverne has the floor, y'all.
we really need a corresponding secretary, because that is the person, that's the job I used to do back in the day. And the biggest thing is keeping track, along with me as treasurer, of the who's in the family, all of the people. And we used to have a newsletter that we put out, even if it's no more. Right now, younger people, because I'm not that old, you younger people, excuse me, it's a matter of, even Boris has a group website set up. All you need to do is put information out there so that people will know what's available. And keep us in tune with who's having birthdays, who's doing things that that we recognize, and getting that information out to the rest of the family. So it really, we need somebody to really step up and take care of that. And
Technically
Skill
savvy.
set,
Yeah.
And yeah, the skill, yeah, that's a lot, that's what it is. It could be mailings. We're trying to financially, I used to sit and fold things and mail them out, twice a year. But now what we can do is that person would be emailing, putting it out on the website, and of course there would be some mailings that would go out, yes. So you reconsidering? Boing.
He's technically savvy.
Yeah, you can do that. You
Bars has
okay.
I nominate Wayne.
Okay.
Boing delay.
Wayne Laine has been nominated. He didn't say he was not going to accept.
You're on a roll. Keep going.
Wayne Laine has been nominated for corresponding secretary. Wayne Laine has been nominated.
One more time.
Wayne Laine has been nominated for corresponding secretary. I think that closes the nomination. All those in favor of Wayne being corresponding secretary, say aye. All those opposed? Okay, the ayes have it. Wayne is the corresponding secretary. Treasurer is our next position.
What's that?
Okay, treasurer, is that next? Okay, we have Laverne nominated as our, continuing as our treasurer.
Yeah.
We have Laverne Murray nominated and continuing as our treasurer. We have Laverne Murray nominated. All those in favor say aye. All opposed? Ayes have it. So that's the point. Is that that should be that's the point. Right? Okay, so we don't need to go through that. So that should be, is that all?
That's chaplain, we do have chaplain.
Oh, I thought that was for that.
Mayor Ball is the chaplain, but he can, that's an appointed position.
That's appointed, yeah.
That's appointed by
Yes, that's my thought. Okay, thank y'all so much.
all of the officers.
Yeah.
I really feel this deeply. We need to reactivate a nominations committee so that we can have, when we come to the meeting, a slate. Because I think everybody, the people we are nominating should be consulted beforehand and get their approval for their, for their names being president. Then we can take care of, we have the conversations going around the room while we're in trouble, getting people to accept the challenge. And I just think that we reactivate, well, just a chairperson of the committee, and that person can select person to work with, so that when you get here, you can just go right through. Elect our officers. It used to work, and I believe it will work.
Can I answer that?
Thank you, Ms. Hines.
I think that I agree with her 100%, and I also think that, okay, like the year before election, that we should do the nominations so that they will have a year-end training before they go into that position, so you won't go into that position blind.
Right.
That's, that would require a modification of our bylaws. So before we could actually implement that, we would have to put that, include that in our bylaws and bring that forward, because that's a policy issue relating to the organization, and we haven't done that. So we would have to go through the bylaws and then bring it to the floor.
Okay.
Any other comments or questions before I move on? Let me just ask all the officers to come forward, and let's give them a round of applause.
He's supposed to go up there.
Yes, you're the new officer.
All right. Let's give them a round of applause.
Nobody up here is mad at anybody. If you criticize us, we're not gonna get mad at you. Unlike a leading presidential.
Is there any old business? Is there any old business that we need to take care of that we did not take care of?
Where's Ted Cruz when you need him?
Earlier. Okay? There's no old business. The place for the meeting next year is Columbia, South Carolina. Is there any old business? Is there any old business? Is there any old business? Moving on to new business. Is there any new business?
I have a challenge. You talked about as family, as the Laines, their strength, unity. I just have a challenge that as I challenge our family members to get involved in their community, but when we come back next year, be ready to report on how we're involved in our community at whatever level that would be for you in your community. That's my challenge. I'm leaving it broad because I think it's up to individuals how they do that, how they pursue that. So that's my challenge. So, I'm putting it out there, so I'll probably be the first one to speak on it when I come back about how I'm involved with my community and what I'm doing to move my community forward.
The challenge, she's challenging all of the family members to get involved in their communities and come back and report to this body on how you are involved in your communities. Do I hear a motion on that? Is that a motion? Are you putting that in the form of a motion or?
Yes, I said a challenge. I'm like Tina.
Do we accept it?
So I put that challenge. I don't know if we need to, a motion.
Or you can put it in the form of a motion.
Okay, so yeah, as a motion, I motion that we, and it could be your families here. So if each individual doesn't want to do it, maybe as a family, like Denise, you and your family may say, this is what we're doing in our community, because I don't want people to feel pressured. So, and there's strength in family. So I motion that we come back next year with a report as to how we're involved in our local communities.
May I just?
Amend the motion?
Actually, what are you asking?
Are you amending the motion?
Yes, kind of as a suggestion if it could work. As we think about the theme for next year, the idea of the Laines being challenged to serve their communities could very well tie into what we are doing here and beyond here. We get together for 72 hours. Okay, but what are we doing for the rest of whoever can do the math on that, okay? But that could work in nicely with the theme for next year. And have some little displays of stuff. That could be cool.
You're listening, President Board.
Okay, I'm just saying.
Yes. Actually, I think we can make a motion. I want to amend it because we really should add that to part of our program agenda where next year, and even on social media, people need to be putting this stuff out, When you tell people what you're doing, it ain't bragging if it's true. But next year we should be able to have a part of our meeting where we can kind of have people to disclose what they're doing because we can learn a lot from each other.
Host the sessions
Yeah, or even part of, like, when we have our banquet, people are basically discussing what was done in their community, what success they had, what challenges, and we can move from there.
Okay, let's frame the motion for voting purposes. Let's frame the motion. What's the motion?
I contend that we leave the motion as is and then maybe form a committee to talk about how that would look, because there are so many formats we can do it in. We can do it in workshop formats, we can do it on a business meeting, or we can do it at the banquet. But I think that if we came together with a committee to decide that piece, then we would alleviate spending time here on that piece. So, motion as I propose.
The motion on the floor is that we have a committee that comes together to discuss ways in which we are engaged in the community.
How we would report out. How we would report out next year.
How we would report out
next
next year. Is there a second to that motion?
I'd second that motion.
Okay, it's been moved and properly seconded that we are going to, in fact, charge to work in our communities, but we're going to determine how we're going to report out about that through a committee. Are we ready for questions? All in favor of the motion, use the sign voting aye. Aye. Any opposers, use the same sign. No opposers, then the motion carries. Okay.
I got one motion. It's really, well, in terms of new business, it's not new business. It was left out of the acknowledgments. My niece, Jay Brene McQuilla, graduated from Spelman, Phi Beta Kappa. She's going to medical school in Greenville, so we're all proud of her. That's my sister's daughter.
You should have sent that information in, bro.
Well,
Send it to the president.
Okay, that's okay. Yes.
It's 10:55.
Yes, we gotta move. Okay. We gotta move the agenda, ladies. Yes, right.
One quick, just a suggestion.
Okay.
When you're doing your acknowledgements or accomplishments, et cetera, have the people stand who are here, so that, I mean, that just helps us to know each other.
Are there any other questions? Okay. Is there any other new business that we need to discuss? Is there any other new business that we need to discuss? Is there? Yes.
Denise, you have to come up this way, huh?
My organization, Dallas and Laine in Broward County, we have a twofold fundraiser for $20, where $10 go toward us and our partners, and the $10 go to us, and $10 go to the organization of your choice.
Is it related to the Laine?
It's related to the Laine family because it is a fundraiser, if you so choose, for the Laine family, where I sell the ticket for $20, I keep $10 for the organization, and the other $10 go to the Laine family. So already you have $10 plus the money for wherever you want, whether it's for the reunion or for the scholarship.
Okay.
And I will announce whatever I collected at the end of the gala tonight.
Do you want to put that in the form of a motion?
I prove that the family participated with this fundraiser for the Laine Family Fund. The ticket is $10. $10 goes toward my organization, and $10 goes towards the Laine Family. The Laine Family National Organization.
Do I hear a second on the motion? Is there a second? Second, okay. We've heard a motion on Denise doing a fundraiser where $10 will be donated to the national organization. Right, $20, but there's $10 and $10 go to us. All in favor, use the sign of voting. Aye. Are there any opposed? Use the same sign. If there are no opposed, the motion carries. Thank you. Any other new business? Any other new? We're having some competition problems this morning, ladies and gentlemen. Very competition.
I make a motion to close the meeting. Adjourn.
Okay. All right.
Second.
Motion's been carried and we adjourn. You can go for your tickets to purchase your, for all of those who are getting on the bus. Be sure and see Vern right now and pay your money. And what we're going to do, we will meet, where are we going to meet? Mark?
Meet out the front because that's where I'll drive the bus up.
We're going to meet out front by what time, Boris?
In about 30 minutes. As soon as I pack
What
it.
time did you say? Specific time, Boris.
Oh, they're expecting us around 12.
Okay, we need to leave at 11:30.
Yeah.
Everybody meet out in front at 11:30.
Can I? Yeah, I can do it.
For the tour.
Well, do we have the exact address?